Hey guys, welcome back to the official Polytopia YouTube channel. Today we have an amazing IMO mirror for you guys, showcasing how to get the most out of your mindbenders, the classic Polytopia rock, paper, scissors, and some ninja-like naval tactics. Let's dive right into it. It's Cloudglider here, house leader of Team Tempest, and with me today I have Senorevanso.
Hello everyone, I'm Senorevanso and I'm a proud member of Team Ronin in the Poly Champions Discord server.
Alrighty, so let's look at spawns. What do you think of the map here? Let me start it so we can see resources.
So from the bat, you can see that it's a lot more mountainous in the east and there's a lot more fruit as well. It's important to notice that there's a naval access for the IMO player in the east, but in the west, which is Liven McLovin, he has got a much more varied spawn. There is some mountains in the back, and he seems to have fewer cities in and around.
Yeah, I'm definitely noticing that there's this huge empty area here. It's just like one ruin blocking where there could have been a city maybe. Actually, no, there's not enough space here. Their starting densities are roughly equal. It's just that this player has two cities in the same direction, although these mountains are blocking. And this player has two cities kind of in opposite directions. Then there's this huge area with like there's like two cities here and then two cities down here. So density on this map is definitely on the lower side. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see who goes water first. And thing to note with IMO is that although they have loads of mountains, sometimes you can buy that climbing tech and then you can see that there's a whole lot of rock and a lot less metal.
Yeah, definitely.
It will be interesting to see if he risks.
So in the west here we have Liven McLovin, who's also a player on Team Ronin, and in the east we have Atok here, who we've seen in previous Polysseums as well.
So you can notice that both of these players have decided to opt against a meditation start where you get the tech straight away but sacrifice the warrior. And both of them have made a choice to not pair together their units and just their separate ways. Atok in the west has decided to go to the lighthouse to try and get an earlier workshop. But in the west, you have Liven, who's decided to spread out his units and go in separate directions, heading south, hunting for two cities. What do you think?
They definitely have very similar resources. I definitely like this expanding in two different directions. I think our brown IMO here definitely wants to be expanding outwards, but these two mountains here and the lake right here is really discouraging him. So instead he's trying to be flexible and play to get the lighthouse. It's pretty smart.
Okay. Yeah.
So we do see this lighthouse play, allowing them to get an earlier workshop or a cheaper workshop.
So now we're getting an explorer for our teal player in the west, and is he going to get the lighthouse? Yes, he, and nothing more. And crucially, doesn't see his opponent, so he's not going to get those meeting stars just yet.
Yeah, unfortunate explorer here, just one tile off. If it just went one tile further, but unfortunately it is what it is. Now we see a huge forestry play here, chopping everything, getting an explorer, gets the lighthouse. Does it get the meat? Yes, it does. And with that, he can not only resource upgrade his capital, but also chop some more and go and train a rider.
Yeah, classic top strat going on there. That's really nice. And now that his IMO mindbender has gone into his vision, he gets the upgrade and he stepped ruin. So this is all kind of nice standard good play, blocking with the rider with the warrior. And I'm going to see if this rider can make any difference.
Gonna turn back on shared fog here. Now we have both players kind of just spamming riders. Meditation ruin, not exactly what you want to see, but it does happen as IMO, since you can tech backwards now. Climbing ruin, quite a bit better actually. You can see these mines are beautiful.
Yeah, you never know with IMO what you're going to get, and that box opened up to a whole lot of chocolates. That's beautiful. That's El Dorado there. You've got level 3 in many different places. And yeah, he must be pleased with that climbing ruin.
And now we also see something I want to note is the position of the mindbenders are very different. A mindbender is a very squishy unit, but when used right, it's quite valuable. It can convert, it can heal, it can do so much. So you never want to use this unit.
Yeah.
One player has it in the back, it's safe, it's away from the front lines, but it also means it can't really do anything. What I really like to see is from our brown player here, where the mindbender is safe. It's far enough back that unless the opponent threatens with roads, it's safe. But it's also in the middle of his entire position here, so it can do so much healing. I think this is a really good place to keep it.
So now he's getting a explorer, and he's going to get some good vision now. This vision is going to help him out in later. He's going to see few more things, a few more tiles, and he can see what's going on. He hits with the rider and he retreats, but he doesn't retreat next to the mindbender. Bit hard there. And he finishes his turn. And fishing now.
Fishing and a star ruin,
road,
allowing for a big roads play. Just trying to expand some more. Goes for another explorer.
Wow.
And sees that there's one village in the middle of the lake.
He must have been so happy to have that star ruin, and all he's now blocking, that llama is now the most protected llama on the map. And look at that, he's must gonna get this city surely.
Yeah, he's going so aggressive, going in so much this turn, committing to a roads play to take this north village, blocking to take this center village, and getting the mindbender heal. This is a big turn for our brown IMO here. How does teal IMO respond? Very passively. Instead goes in prepping for maybe a siege here with roads, but for the most part just pulling back. He recognizes that he can't do anything about this. He doesn't even see the village, and he's just gonna cede this village for now as well.
So he gets mining pre-capture, and he gets a full capture now on that turn. What great turn in terms of capturing. He gets the lighthouse now in the west, and our teal player is going to use that to then maybe possibly get a giant. Can he get one?
Looks like he's not gonna go for one this turn, is he? Looks like he's just slightly off, unless he goes math. Yeah, he's slightly off this turn, but he can definitely get it next turn. And now if we just look at the city, it's gonna be it's currently 3 cities to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cities. Our away player has a massive city advantage, but if you look at the star difference, it's not that much. These cities have yet to be upgraded. So lots of potential for our brown player to lead by if he plays his cards right. Although our teal player will be snagging these 2 villages shortly, and maybe another village in the fog is yet to be seen.
Okay, so he's getting his upgrades now in this south, and does lots of chopping and upgrades the north. Gets another workshop in the north, and then makes his alignment. It's all right.
Huge
so now
turn.
He's set up.
A huge turn for brown here. His eco jumped from 13 to 19 in 1 turn, and this mindbender positioning is so amazing. In the middle of all his units, ready to heal, well defended. It's perfect.
So now he hops on the village in the center, and now here comes that giant which he wants. Pushes his rider forward. He takes the warrior off the ruin, and he's now retreated it back.
Yeah, I'm being very
that's going to be a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, being very careful about the order he hits in here, because he does not want his warrior to be mind bent. Again, this mindbender position is just so beautiful.
I love that verb, mind bend. That's beautiful. So over here we've got now a bridge play, and now he's going very aggressive. This expensive, always using so many stars to get these roads.
But down goes the mindbender. Only one player has a mindbender now. Moving in with the giant, going math, capturing the city. And his position's looking a lot better. He has 5 cities now to his opponent's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He could be making a comeback. And he has so much water control. Let's see what happens. Population ruin. Road connection, getting some upgrades. Are we going to see a giant this turn? We are, just with roads. 1 giant.
Nice.
Can we see another?
It
And
looks possible.
second giant comes down.
Oof. All right, so we're passing over now to our teal, and we are now getting a great explorer on the water. This is going to be so helpful in revealing a lot. Reveals an empty city in the coast as well. Doesn't get the lighthouse, that's a shame.
Barely misses
Again,
it.
careful with that.
Unlucky. But we have this giant moving on
Fine.
the front line. But now it's 1 giant to 1 giant. Another giant coming out.
Got 1 giant here.
Gets
What's he going
the
to do
lighthouse
elsewhere?
and another giant. Getting 2 giants this turn. It is now 4 giants to 1. Brutal giant advantage. A veteran too.
Oh, but now look here. This is going to be an interesting play from our teal. He has noticed this empty city. He has rafts on the water, and he has 19 stars. So 2 ships are going to cost him 10 stars. That means he can potentially get some vision, see whether it's actually doable, and with the second raft, he's now got to decide whether he's going to go, and he does. He goes in. Is this going to hold?
This is a brilliant play here. He's taking 5 stars to hop into the city. He recognizes that this is really difficult to unsiege. There's no way to unsiege except for a giant pop. And if he can take the city, the lake is his for the taking. There's no units on the water right now. And losing the city means losing some amazing water access. How does our brown player respond?
So, here we have, he gets 1 port and his mainland, but I don't think he had enough stars at the beginning. He had 26 stars, if I'm correct, at the beginning. So 1 port would take him down to 19. Then he needs another port, which will take him down to 12. He'd then be able to get the Grand Bazaar. Would actually have enough stars to get a second port in that coastal city and get the necessary pop to giant push, but I don't know if he's going to do that or not.
Yeah, if he had the giant push, that would save his city and also set him up to be in a very strong position to fight back on the water. Not having one, but having 1 juggernaut already and being able to get another one here if he goes for it. But instead he goes all in on land.
Yeah, he's just giving it up on water. That means he's going to have 4 cities against 2. Okay, so our teal player now is then getting down a sawmill. And that gives him a giant. Now he's got 2 versus 1. That's good.
Capturing the city.
And he's then going to use a little bit of a shot on the giant and get into the south. That's going to give him that city.
And he trains another catapult.
And he's going good catapult defense there. And this is going to be enough to stare down those giants which are encroaching on his space. Going all in. He's sacrificing so much to get this giant down. He doesn't seem to get it down, but he now presents him with a problem. He's got 3 giants staring down on his in that middle city, and he's got the mindbender playing just behind him. Mindbender's going to be so good in terms of healing. He's going to have 12 HP in total being healed each time if he can hold that position.
Yeah, he's really trying to pressure with all his units here, wanting to scare away these 2 catapults. If he can just get this done, if he can hit either catapult just once, he can potentially have a siege that'll hold. But it's looking like these riders might not be enough with the amount of units IMO or host IMO still has to deal with them. Let's see how he responds. 1 down, 2 down, 3, and the catapult finishes, and the entire push is shut down.
And that's that.
And now we see just getting some more connection, Juggernaut going in, but on the land we're actually pulling back. And we're pulling back for a very specific reason here that you'll see soon.
Yeah, so he gets an explorer, and it doesn't seem to be doing much. He only gets a little bit of cloud, but I'm guessing that's because he doesn't want this to be too valuable.
Now we see.
But here we see a beautiful little push. Yeah.
Yeah, he was really hoping for Eye of God here, hoping the explorer would somehow go all the way to the east, but unfortunately the fog distance is just way too far. A catapult here, but it does get hit, and this is why Brown Imo pulled back, because he's going knights. This is the Polytopia rock paper scissors that you see in all games that go past like turn 15, in all games that go to late game, right? One player goes for smithery, gets a bunch of giants. The other player goes catapults to try to address the giants, and finally you see the knights coming out looking for some way to tear through those catapults.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult though, because he's protecting himself very well, and now he gets some markets up, and that's going to mean that his economy is going to be scaling on quite nicely. Double markets for that double sawmill, so he's getting 6 stars per turn extra income.
Beautiful.
And that disparity in stars, which was earlier, is now getting up.
And now we see a beautiful siege here. How is our player going to unsiege? It's going to be a really expensive unsiege here if they want to go for it. Yeah, has to make a scout and then a catapult. Gets ramming, hits the juggernaut. And let's just take a look let's pause and just take a new look at the position here. What do you think? What do you think is happening right now? Who do you think is favored? What do you want to see happen?
Well, we've got a really good catapult defense behind that giant in the north from our Team IMO player. Got the other routes covered with the other giant defense. Really nice kind of shielding there going on. I think it's really close. However, with the naval amount of naval access that Blue has, I think they're gonna find it quite in a way later on to try and get the foothold here and get an advantage on water.
And look, now he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knights here. He's really building his army, preparing to break through, and he lands this juggernaut to kill the catapult. But now this juggernaut is a giant, and it's trapped. It has nowhere to go, which will prove to be a crucial mistake. He's never getting this giant back, and it's never going to be able to do anything.
Going to be able to block any kind of water access there from that one city, but otherwise you really want that juggernaut on water, really.
And now we see double monument for the giant, and this giant's just trapped.
And now this advantage on water is really starting to become clear, and you got some catapults in and around the perimeter, making sure that if anything comes close, they're going to snipe it down.
And this is some beautiful defensive play from our host IMO here. The catapults shutting down the giants, this catapult controlling some water tiles, and just all these naval units behind this city, kind of really difficult to attack by our brown IMO here. He does keep going in. He has these giants and some units on the water. Let's see if he can make something happen.
Ooh.
Knight's going all in, but does not find
he's
the
just got enough HP.
quite yet. Yep, 16 HP, survives. If he only had one more rider.
Yeah.
And again,
he's not gone for markets.
He's not going for markets. He does have them set up, I want to note. There's a market set up here, market set up here, but it looks like has other use for his stars at the moment. It's just spamming knights. And while we see aquatism coming out, these defense bonus juggernauts going to be really difficult to break through.
I love that tech whiff. Oh.
And now we see the first chain, kills a giant, 2 catapults, finishes on the knight, promotes, and he goes all in. Everything being pushed up here.
He is taunting this guy, and he's putting this right on his face, saying, what are you going to do? And getting more giants out now. He hasn't got aquatism, but looking interesting.
Yeah, a huge turn for Brown IMO here. Gets another giant, advances all his front line, and it's looking like the tides are kind of turning on the naval battle here. This juggernaut is coming in, however, but let's see, how does our host IMO deal with this?
Wow. And with 39 stars in the bank, he's got a lot of resources to spend. And he goes for chivalry and
Goes for
2 knights in
chivalry
the back.
himself.
And the other player can't see that.
Yeah, these 2 knights are actually out of Brown's vision here. So that he's going to be in for a big surprise. And he sieges, thinking that he's going to be able to take the city. He's making all these plays. It's looking good. How does he unsiege this?
This
And
is going to
right
be
there.
tight.
That trick right there is what single-handedly saves the city. He promotes the catapults so it can get full damage. And with that, the knight can finish the giant.
Saves the day.
Very tight on siege here. I mean, every single unit being used, except for this rider. Now we have 2 veterans here. The vet assignment in this game is beautiful.
Yeah, that came in clutch.
Now the tides just made a huge shift, but we do have another chain coming in. We do have aquatism. We have 2 juggernauts in the water. Maybe we can still make something happen.
So there is a lot of to and froing going on here, but now we have a knight being taken down and a giant healing up. It's looking good, but will 2 juggernauts make a difference on the water with aquatism defenders? Oh, he's forcing down, and he uses, if we can pause here, our brown player has decided in a big decision on, as he sees the city with the knight, hit that giant, the teal giant, but he could have gone for that knight in the south. So will that come back to bite him? I don't know. I think losing a whole knight and 8 stars with it, it's a big loss for teal. So he probably is thankful that he went for the giant.
Yeah, he's going for the giant because he wants to keep this knight on the city to, sap some income. But a knight is 8 stars, and the city is only making, I think, maybe 5 stars per turn. So although this looks like the clever decision, killing the knight actually might have been worth more from a stars per turn perspective. And again, the mindbender just healing away.
Ooh, and here we go. We have a knight sacrifice.
And a bridge play!
And look at that.
Another bridge play to chain through 2 knights and get the promotion. This is absolutely brutal here, since we see that Brown IMO does not have any riders to assist in this unsiege. He's going to need to use both knights to get the unsiege here.
There was some ninja play on the water, and now there's some ninja bridges coming down. This is getting crazy. And a city wall. That's not going to come down easy at all.
Yeah, a wall here is going to make this city next to impenetrable. And the bridge plays this game have been insane too. One sniped a mindbender and another led to this veteran knight siege.
Yeah, so he's managed to unsiege in the north, but he lost a lot of units. And it seems like the momentum is going back and forth on the water, but seems to have a really good defense there.
Yeah. If only he had a 3rd juggernaut. If this one wasn't landed and there were 3 juggernauts on the water, it might have just been the last push he needed. But unfortunately, with only 2, bunch of rammers, this catapult getting so much value, it's not looking like the breakthrough he needs is happening.
Yeah, and the defender spam is going to be on land and on water now, because you can start to creep these defenders up on land. Even though he gets the siege, he gets the hit on the giant, and he's trying to force his way through that giant defense. He's also setting himself up for some chains as well.
Yeah, really trying to push ahead as much as he can here. This giant all the way on the edge, but so far forward.
Yeah. What's he protecting?
I think he just wants to try to get to the capital, but the defenders and the units in the way are making it really difficult for him to advance. Now we see a border growth.
A few hits.
So many rammers. Catapult finally chipped. Finally about to go down, but it's already provided so much value. Hey, we're at the capital. We're at the capital.
But he's got such a good little chain afterwards, and that's the thing with knights. If you stack them up, they're going to fall down as easily as they go through.
Oh, destroy the
Takes away the
bridge here.
bridge.
Very
Nice.
smart play. Oh, and he
And
disbanded
we've got
the
Navi now.
catapult. After it got so much value, he disbands it. So he spent only 4 stars to kill all those naval units to help hold his own city. Insane value here.
That's super clever.
But again, the mindbender healing over and over. That's just as much value. Using knights here.
Yeah, and now he's having to use his knights.
Get on the water. Yep. I'm surprised by the lack of riders from Brown IMO here. It seems like if he just... There's so many turns if he just... Ooh! Mindbender finally goes down. Suicide's into the giant. So much value.
That mindbender was being well protected, but he just did a sneakaroo around the outside, and there we go. It's looking really dicey here for Brown now. It looks almost... He sells a few things off, but it is getting tough. He's got knights in the north, so... You could do some things with that, but on the water, it is looking like it's a sunk ship.
He does get the first bomber of the game, and it does help him clear out a good amount of units. From 4 naval units here to getting the bomber, clears out 1, 2, 3. And yeah, it's looking a little bit better, but he just has no more juggernauts and no more front lines, so it's difficult to protect the bomber here. He does, however...
Now the defender Bam is getting approaching into his city. That you can see that he wasted a knight to get that little defender near his middle city, and
he does have these 2 giants so far up in his opponent's territory, so far behind. They're behind his opponent's cities, actually. If he can just get one last push, 1 siege to hold, the entire position will be flipped on its head here. Can he make that happen? This is so close to the capital, and this is a city right next to his capital. We're training knights, training mindbenders, just need that final push on land. The water is falling, but if we can take the land, we can still make something happen here. What does he do? Again, the water is just falling. Not much to be done here. And another giant from the border growth city.
And a spam of defenders in the north, it just clogs up those arteries there and makes it so difficult for the knights to get in.
How does a knight get through here? Catapults, math. First catapult from Brown coming out. 2 catapults. Really trying to deal with these defenders here. He does not want to be blocked.
But catapults can go down when there's a lot of knights around, and interesting to see what's going to happen.
And with the giant going down here, there's only 3 giants left on the field, 1 being trapped down here. I don't think it's moved since it landed here. I don't think it's moved a single tile. Hasn't done anything. Really should not have landed that there. We have a giant.
It's had a great time on that mountain.
It's just been chilling. It's been watching the battle unfold. It's like a bystander at this point.
It's been a lovely early retirement.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's focus back on the play. We've got a hit on the bomber, and we've also got a hit on some rafts, whittling away his numbers in the water, and it's really dicey now.
He's completely confined to just these 4 tiles of water. His opponent has water control on the entire lake, and it's just so hard to break through these defenders here. Moves back, heals, border growths. That does make it a little bit harder to chain into here. Still trying to make a play on the water.
Clever use of knight.
Knight getting some value here, but it's just not enough. Juggernaut goes in, splashes, everything goes down. Only 1 4 HP rammer left on the water. It's not looking good here, but if we can get just 1 big chain, maybe we have another knight. If this giant can do anything, it's back to full health. It's a full HP giant.
Let's see. Oh, we got 1
knight, 2, 3 riders coming in, and 2 defender hits.
Defenders
comes down to the wire, and the giant goes down all the way from full HP. And we have a game-ending chain.
GG, what a good game and really well played by both players. But our teal IMO in the west really just got it through with all those defenders and those knights working together and the water domination. What a great game.
Yeah, beautiful use of text from both players here. We see almost the entire tech branch being used. We see chivalry, math, philosophy, occultism. We've basically crossed all branches of the tech tree for both players, but unfortunately, the water dominance and the beautiful land defense was too much, and our host IMO player takes it away here.
So thank you everyone for watching. We really hope you enjoyed this game. Share your thoughts in the comments below and make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Join the next Polysseum if you want to on Challenger mode. The link is in the description. And our Discord is available for everyone. And if you'd like to see some more amazing Polysseum content, click on the really good Gadak Polysseum video on the screen now. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed commentating with you, Cloud, and everyone at home, take care and see you on the next one.
Bye guys.